Hello, my name is Dolphin and welcome to the Press Start series where we discover new games. Today we're diving to The King is Watching. Long anticipated game for me. I've seen it since its demo. I was thinking, well, there must be something special here. There's a lot of new mechanics, new approaches to this rogue-like deck building, maybe even city building game. You'll see there's a lot to play there. You'll see that yourself. I've played a bit. Now let's dive with Press Start series and later with Verdict to put that on our leaderboard with review. So let's go in and play. I played a bit, I unlocked a few stuff, but I definitely still going to explain just basic mechanics and all things you need to know actually to start playing yourself. We're going to dive in for the run, a no threat level. I crossed quite a few already. Basically, we're just going to discover the game as it is on the starting base, and we're going with the base king. There's different characters you can play and unlock. You can unlock everything through the tech tree. I'm just going to show that for you immediately, I think. Here you go. You have 4 different categories. I unlocked quite a few things. Different advisors changing the game, different kings what we already saw, and different buildings to unlock. But yeah, let's not describe something you don't know about yet. Let's dive into the run and let's see how it goes from there. So going with our king here into the board, but we'll look like this and stop the game right away. Basically, you have many buildings to choose from. You unlock them and drop like cards. You put them here in your castle on empty spaces and you produce something. And when you produce something, you can produce units and you defend your castle from opponent waves. That's the basic idea, but of course it's not really that simple. Let's start by placing few wells here. We'll get water from them, and these are working in cycles. All buildings are working in cycles. As you see, one cycle for this well is 0.8 seconds and produces 1 water. That's all you need to know for now. Let's get some water, and after that we'll get some more buildings, but requires water to build. So we have wheat, field and tree. Basically, well is the only free and infinite resource what you get, and it doesn't have any debuffs, anything. You can just change the place of it and no debuff will be applied. It's very special and very free. Though these things, once you place them, you cannot really change places without debuff. If I will try to produce resources, it will have red spot on it, and for some time it will produce resources slower than it's set. It produces like not 0.8 seconds, but for a while it will be quite slow. And another thing is that as you see, number 200, there's a limit. So you can only produce 200 of that resource. That means all resources are finite, what you get from those cards, unless it's a well, and that means you need to get more cards and produce those cards or drop them to get more resources. So resources are finite. You see, you have 5 fields of 3 and 4 plus 1, 5 of wheat. That means I have in total 1000 wheat and 1000 trees or wood, and yeah, the only thing is that they are not really extracted yet, so I cannot use them. This is how you think about resources in the game. Each building has different costs to build. We'll see what small peasants huts. Our first military building has a requirement of all 3 resources, so that's what we are going to do right now. Just trying to produce our first military building, and later we are going to get our troops. Now let's chop that wood and get those wheat into the food. Once we do that, we can put our small peasant's hut. And it's very weak troop. As you see, peasant, we have the stats, HP, damage per second, and we have some class, which is grunt. There are many different classes, as you will discover in this game. They're all listed here, and you can have different bonuses applied for certain classes. You can have different synergies between classes, but that's for later, I guess. Now let's get our first military building, and as you see, it's 0 out of 2. That means that 2 what you see is the cap what this building can produce, and all of that goes to the field. You'll see, but we have a unit limit of 7 straight away. We can increase it with some wood, but also what we can do, we can call these units back into the barracks, into the here, and have it just there lurking. It doesn't actually empty that spot. That means if everything is in the field here, that means that still you have 2 out of 2 or 1 out of 1. You cannot overproduce, basically. You can produce as much units as space you have, as many huts you have. Only that amount you can have on the field. There are some exceptions. We'll see that one of those soon. Also, we can break down these debuffs, what you see blue and red spots. Basically, you'll have some debuff tile, but has -25 protection debuff, or you can have better tiles but were improved. As you can see here, it has 20% increase in production. You can have many more rarities of these, and you can get those through tech tree. Or there are some artifacts that we're going to talk later about that also can provide you some debuffs or buffs. So let's get our last 2 troops on the field, and then I think we'll talk about some king's skills, what you see here. Basically each king has a passive effect, and this one is moral. You increase your units damage by 1% by each moral, and you can get more of it through different ways in the game. One of them is have many different units, other is to have wine, and there's many more. So it's passive of this king. We have some active skills as well of that king. You can unlock them by defeating bosses in the next run. Basically, there are little achievements you get and you can activate. And one of them is actually raise militia. The same guys what we've been producing, you can just call them every 100 seconds for 30 water. And in this case, you could go over the limit. For example, I will call them right now. So we already get over the limit on a small peasant's hut, but also there is another small tip if you like. You can get over this unit limit. Everything that you can summon or just get for free on top of your unit limit, well, it stays on the field. If you retreat your units, for example, back, and there is not enough unit limit to fit it back, well, it will not fit back, but you can pile on top of it. So that's a useful thing to know. So these are the king's skills. Here we'll have spells, some area of effect, or maybe protection, influencing spells, but you can drop from enemies or from the trader. And of course, the most important thing what I did not talk about in this game is gaze. This little thing, it basically means that buildings that are not into that gaze, they're not working. Basically, peasants are really lazy and they don't produce anything. There are some exceptions. There are some buildings that make adjacent buildings, for example, work regardless of the gaze. But usually that's the case, but where you look, you just get resource of that kind. So every single moment is kind of efficiency or decision moment. You can improve that as well as the unit limit. And you see we have 4 different shapes but you can improve to for this king. Each king has different shapes and different levels of improvement. What stays the same is a unit limit. It always goes up to same number. It doesn't really say what number and how much other upgrade will cost, but usually it's the same. And yeah, you still can expand it with artifacts and some in-game mechanics. Now we have lonely opponent coming here as we face our first wave here. The first one of many. So let's just fight that opponent. It will be easy for our guys. We have a bit less HP per each troop, but yeah, it won't be so hard. And that's how you go. You face the wave, you get rewards, and every 3 waves you get a prophecy. We'll see what that is. First of all, we get our currency, this one, the Nari, I don't know how it's called, but anyway, it's useful in trading. We can get barracks, more same kinds of small peasant huts, but much more powerful ones. So these are just military buildings where you can produce more units, the same like small peasant huts. There are not finite resource, you can produce them as many times as you want, and you can get those cards back to your stuff. Unlike these guys, what we have production value, the cap, the 200 for example, once you open, you cannot put that back on the shelf, you know, like in the shop. Once you open, you buy it. So there you go. You put that on the field, you need to use it up, or if you remove it, you want to get back to the stash, well, you can't, you just get destroyed. These things, military buildings, you can get them back in your stash. The only problem is that each time you want to put them back on the field, you need to pay that price of resources. So let's get here and choose our first new military building. I would go just for militia camp. They're pretty cheap. These numbers are what cost each unit to produce, and this is of course building cost. These are not bad, but we don't have clay yet, and I'm not sure about composition yet, what we're going for. Each unit will have different features. For example, this one, it has unit rate, 2% to HP of all militias for each militia on the field. It has warrior trait, and those grayed out things are upgrades what you can get per run, and they reset every run. The same thing can be upgraded for our buildings. Yeah, market has too, so every building can have upgrade unless it's like basic, like, well, you cannot really have direct upgrade for them. You can find those in shop with trader or drop them. So I think we'll take this. We'll need a bit of gold. We are going to produce that very soon. Basic production. So yeah, all production is limited, and you need to get more of those fields if you want to get resources. And for example, we don't have clay, any way to produce clay. So it's really, you know, good to have it. There's one more way. Usually when you start a run, you get this research table. It costs tons of water, but every 100 seconds it drops one of the basic materials fields. You can choose out of 3 cards like I just did, and usually you will drop some crucial resource. And another thing, of course, is water, but it's free, so that's how you get from the stuck position. You use water and use a research table if you're really stuck, but usually it's better to plan out ahead if you have resources and yeah, what you need to get for your army, because different production, different armies require different resources and you need to maintain them. So now prophecy. What's prophecy? Basically every 3 waves you determine your next 3 waves. So your question will be, well, where's the challenge? You can just, you know, get those inevitable but needs to go here, at least one of them. I can get those all 3 and say continue and beat all those 3 waves and say, well, I beat the game. Well, it doesn't go really that easy, because you need to think of those waves as your prep against real boss, and real boss will come no matter what, and you cannot choose that. So you need to get strong, and you get some troops. You choose some troops to get there. Some are easier, some are really not easy to get down based on the week what we are on. There's the week, 14th week, and the later you go, of course, the harder it gets. But each provides different resources, different rewards. So what do I want to get? Basic production. I would want to get one more barracks choice. That means let's switch this one. We can have only one of blue on each wave. And now I want to have a bit of currency, because after the 3rd wave we get to meet the trader, and you can buy a lot of stuff, so I will not prioritize currency coming early. What I will prioritize is getting advanced production or established production. Let's get established. Basically, there's basic, there's established, and advanced. They're higher in rarity, there are more rare resources to produce or better ways to produce resources. There are some buckets that you can choose from, so I'm going to put it here and here, a bit easier for the start. And later we go to advanced production. I hope we can get those guys down by that time. 90 resources is nice overall, but I don't know if it's very necessary, because I can fit both of those. I cannot fit one blue always, but everything else I can just put in there to find. Resource 19 might be good early on, but I might take some damage. Already 4. And these guys, the wall busters, they just go through, they don't fight. So they will just go straight to the walls. Let's ignore that for now. We get a choice. Usually you get some nice talk with someone. Yeah, that book is scary. Anyway, we can get gold or can get moral. Permanent is very good. I think I like it. 100 gold, we'll get gold. Okay, now, the thing I didn't talk about. Hit point, or castle hit point. If it goes to 0, you lose the run. You get a bit of resources, those green currency ones that you could have seen in the tech tree when I wandered there, and you get upgrades. But basically you don't get new bosses, you don't really progress if you don't beat the last boss, right? You cannot choose anything new. So objective is to out-survive everybody. Now, let's get that gold going. Let's get gold going and get our militia camp, get stronger army. Now, how do we get gold? There are some gold mines that are really not cheap to produce and quite rare at some point. Like we didn't get it yet. We can use market. On market we can trade resources. You see some wheat, some flour, this is flour, with some iron ore and some steel. Metal, it's just metal here. And furniture, that's the thing. It can be used for some outside currency, that green one to produce outside of a game. I mean, if you're really cheeky, if you really think you're beating everything, you just try to get more resources outside of a game, not beating the run, because you beat it anyway. That's when you use it. Anyway, there's different ratios you can get gold from. I think I will choose wheat. There's nothing else much to use. And also I will reorder stuff. We'll take some debuff, but we want to use those tiles for serious thing, right? We don't want to use them just for nothing. We'll need a bit of wood. Let's get a new one, not to take debuff from this one. And we'll use these 2 tiles for extra production power. There we go. Now this one, every 1 second produces 1 gold, basically trades, and this is 0.8, so still going a bit into our wheat stocks, but you're trading all the time, you get more gold. So pretty easy so far, but it gets much more serious. Also these things, these are noble palaces. As you see, lazy nobles, they don't work, you cannot put anything here. You can remove those by getting upgrades from the tech tree. And as you start the game, I think we occupy full 5 tiles here and remaining 4. Basically, you have 4x4 tiles to play with. Later, when you get more difficult bosses, more difficult runs, you'll get some tiles that are occupied by some trash. But you need to remove and you need to pay resources to actually get those to work for you. Even though there's no noble palaces, you still need to unlock it with each time. So now, this little fella survived. It will go to our walls. Let's try to produce 1 more defender here. Also, we can get our militia camp. Also, I'd like to get our clay going. for another gay size upgrade, but it is going to be here after this one. Basically, you want to upgrade this one as fast as possible, right? You want more tiles to be used. First upgrade is really plus 25, plus 33% production more. Just thinking what I want to put there. Let's get some wheat going. We need that for our troops. And of course, we need that for gold and for gaze. Now, after each wave, we claim rewards. Can we do here? Peasant's Hut. These are the weakest troops. You can get that insurance upgrade. It's quite nice to get passive gold income. Basically, you trade that wheat for gold as we die, but overall, they're not good long-term solution for enemy waves. Slingers might be. They increase HP of all units per each slinger. They do a bit of damage as well, and then can have some nice upgrades as well. Let's take those. Established production, a bit better production than usual. As you see, these ones have 1000 resource. That means it does last longer, but usually it's slower. It's 1 second. Gold 1.5 in clay. I will take iron. And we don't have gold, but we have a bit of wheat to trade, and I'm looking for that smaller 200 gold mine, because yeah, it's just faster. It does cost a bit of gold to construct, but you cannot do much about that. So, I'm going to put militia camp in place. I'm just going to get base upgrade first, just to work more tiles, and later proceed for more units as well. That means I will work my wheat for now. Here we go. We have it full. And now, do we need that gold? We have plenty of gold for it. So if we don't need it, let's not waste time. Let's move it away. Let's put more wheat here. As you see, I can improve unit limit. Let's just build buildings first. Iron mine might be very important if we get some units that benefit from that. So far we don't have those. Now we need a bit of clay for this. We won't have enough gold soon. I think we could put it here. Now let's produce here, but later we'll move those down and we have military buildings side by side. And I think we'll get lingers as well. We don't have big numbers right now. So, you know, 2% on not a lot of units doesn't mean a lot of units, a lot of HP gain, but we have 3 spaces and we can improve it, can increase that capacity. Also, let's use this militia once again, call in, as it's cheaper, right? It doesn't cost me anything more than time, just a bit of time. We have 2 units on there. I think I'll wait. I will produce my units like this, and I will choose them not to spawn on the battlefield, but go to the barracks. Basically, you have 3 choices. Either we go straight to the field. That means if you have unit limit reached, they will not produce. For example, if it's 7 on the unit limit, 7 out of 7, and now it's 0-4, they just stop production. That's bad. So usually you want to go for this hard way, where if you don't have unit limit available, you still produce that in the barracks, or you can go only blue and have them saved up in the barracks. That's what we're going to do now. As we approach, we will release our units and get a fall in, get a bit of water for that, just not to fight all alone, not dying as much. Sometimes, yeah, they change attack target, but you definitely can start attacking them without attacking you. If you don't have a lot of units, you can just call them later once they focus on your castle. You can repair that later, but you don't fight them everybody against your one troop, so you can defend with one troop and just cheat out your way out of bad spot, at least sometimes. Now, what do we want? We have plenty of iron. 1000 is a lot. I think we'll need a lot more trees to expand our unit limit. That's 1. We have some fields. Let's go for trees, as we're going to cut them down aggressively. You also can recycle every single blueprint. All those cars are called blueprints. You can recycle them even while you play. Right now it's grayed out because I have a choice to make, but usually you can just take that and take any of blueprint and destroy that. I think it's a little unbalanced because whatever it's rare blueprint or even better, you still get only 5. So that's a bit of imbalance on my side, I think, but you know, that's how the rules work. So we can recycle for 5 or re-roll for 10, later it goes to 20 and so on and so on. Use this currency for everything. We get 3, we're quite happy with that, and we have advanced production as well. I see that purple is advanced. We have some resources, but we haven't seen yet. Forge can be interesting. Let's get Forge. We don't have anything related to Forge, which is, you know, maybe not the best thing to take, maybe, but maybe we'll have something. It's always a bit of a game of cat and mouse, you know, you can force certain builds, but you're never exactly sure what you're going to get resource you need, or what you're going to have troop type what uses that resource. So there's some trading, you can convert some resources, for example, you produce metal by converting ore, but ultimately, yeah, you never know really. So now we move that wood, we get slingers here, and later we'll produce all of those military building troops at the same time, which I think is handy. And get another reward, basic production. Now gold mine, yeah, I really like crystals. They're quite rare as well. But let's get gold, as I have no other means of producing it. As you see, it costs 52 only constructed, so really you're getting 148 for one gold mine, not really 200. And on higher difficulty it goes up, so it's even costlier to go for this. Though we will need to gain a lot of gold for it to come online. Yeah, let's expand our unit limit to fit the slingers now. What will give us extra HP. It's nice synergy actually. Slingers give more extra HP, and actually militia themselves they get more HP, and against high bosses it's really useful to have a lot of HP, since you cannot really survive sometimes. Let's produce only 1. It's a bit wasteful since I'm not using all the squares, so I really want to switch. Okay. And now once we filled unit limit, let's go up. We still could use that one, and that one would go in the barracks. We have reinforcements, but let's keep it like it is. Let's get more wheat, let's get more gold later. And as we have 52, we'll construct gold mine. See, our wave isn't so big. The first one, was it like this? Yeah, I chose it. No, it was the last one. Okay, we have trader now, after 3 waves, and before the prophecy fight, additional fight, we get a trader, and now we can get some extra cards, we can get some artifacts, but can give really nice boost, for example, 3 crystals when you kill an enemy. You might not even need crystal production at some point. Now I have some upgrades, so slingers get 200. We can see that upgrade here. Yeah, the third one, Slinger's HP. So we can buy those upgrades for 4 buildings. And there's troop training. Basically, this, as you get this one, you get to choose of some troop training. Again, 3 cards, might be 15% of HP or attack for certain class, and it would apply for all units from that class as a bonus additional to other things. So, yeah, you can get some resources as well. And these are spells. But go here. So, what do we do here? I really like crystals. I really like hospital, actually. You can heal your injured troops. Because right now, as you might see, they have lower HP and they don't regenerate. They just die. What do we do? I like Slinger's HP increase. Since they're really squishy, if they die, meaning you lose a lot more HP per army. So I'm really short on money here. I like this one. I like hospital. I like slingers. I want to pick troop training as well as soon as possible. There's some building you can drop those troop training cards or blueprints, but you know, there's some double production ones. play gold mine. It takes a lot of time and produces only 100 cycles. Really can think of those about those like cycles, since it can be 2 different resources per cycle, different numbers. Yeah, 500 per 10 seconds of play. It is similar to clay, but on gold side it's very slow, and overall it's taking a lot of time of gaze. It's arguable, right? Anyway, we're thinking not about that one. We're thinking about healing and crystal. I think I really like crystal. Though it costs 60, I can pick something for 30. Gnomes, yeah, they're not really fighting, they're just for morale. Can buy some resources as well, but there's nothing I don't have. Ah, I think you don't see hospital. There's a hospital. You don't want to see how it looks? I need to buy it then. I could take slingers and hospital. And hospital works nice with slingers, since more HP means less dying, and less dying means more healing. You don't get one-shotted by your opponents, that means you can heal. Now let's get 2 things. Let's get hospital and let's get that slingers retraining. Now as we get the training, we see that little thing. It indicates one of the upgrades being applied. And here it is, at hospital every 1 second. It heals troops. Pretty cheap, costs only wood, and works wonders, of course. Okay, let's go continue. We don't have any more currency to play around. We have full unit limit, and we end up out of our wheat. Let's get wood there. A bit of bonus. We like to have those. And also we no longer need, well, slingers use a bit, but let's switch. Let's have more wood going, the faster. We have plenty of ore, and we need wood for unit limit, we need wood for hospital. Early on, we need to get a lot of wood. Later, it becomes less useful, and more rare resources becoming more important. But for now, this will work. Also, I want to get gold going. Now we can get that unit cap. I would rather get hospital right now. So, where do I place it? I want to produce units at the same time, but not always. Maybe let's put it here. And now we'll get unit limit cap next. And possibly very soon switch to gold production. Yeah, let's have clay here now. We have plenty of wheat. And as you see, hospital working, healing troops nicely. Let's call our reinforcements. And as you see, you can get over limit. See, 13 out of 10 because of our raised militia skill. Pretty nice. Also, they are not temporary. Some units are temporary, but you get, for example, from artifact. Artifact says you can summon certain amount of units at the start of the combat. Maybe we'll have some of those. Nope. But yeah, those are temporary units. They disappear after some time. You can increase, prolong that temporal time. But these guys, what I just summoned, they stays here, and it's really nice if you can heal them. You can just crowd an army without really expanding your units limit, even though they are weak. So there is a balance. Okay, 25 at the start of each wave. It's no longer, even at the start, I would say it's arguable if it's any good. You have limited amount of waves anyway. But all troops HP is increased by 20. Well, this is so nutritious food. Really nutritious. Basic production. Big well, basically finite, but faster water production. Let's get crystal mine. We didn't get that crystal artifact after all. And let's get more wheat. Yeah, the barracks. Oh, archery. Archery are nice as well. Archers, this crossbowmen. And because they increase HP of warrior troops, so there will be a lot of stacking of HP on these guys. Or just get more of those. They kind of work with themselves as well, but this is bigger increase, and since we are going to have limited unit sizes here, this limit will be around 20, I think 22 maybe. So yeah, let's go for quality instead of quantity, since it's +4 per each crossbowman, and this is per each 2% only on militias, right? So yeah, let's go for this. Still not clear if that's our final composition. There's many more powerful troops. I just picked up basic construction. Basically, you get it for 7 gold, and you can later convert it to one of those 1,000 blueprints. Any of those 4 resources. And let's get our next prophecy. Thank you for reaching the end on this first episode on Press Start series of the game the King is watching. This was Rehab Dolphin, and see you on the next one.